Hello and welcome everybody to a real-time sports draft. I'm your host, Ian Hartitz. It is a great day to be great. We are here with Dwain, the Rock McFarland, trying to win quite a bit of money, Mr. Dwain. Looking forward to drafting with you, my friend. I am, still getting our handy dandy graphics figured out. So we will continue to work on that, but we're drafting, man. It's great to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Always great to be drafting, and yeah, to get our first redraft. We did some best ball a little bit earlier in the season, but yeah, the redraft streets, Ian. That's where our hearts are. You know that.
It's true, man. Best ball's cool. We both have our dynasty squads. I love guillotine auction. All fantasy football is good fantasy football, but redraft always going to hold a special place in our hearts. And accordingly, we are picking out of the 109 spot. Dwayne, you want to quickly run through some of the base rules in this format?
Yeah, it's a PPR format. The big thing to know, it's one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, two flex, and it's a point for every 0.05 passing yards, right? So every 20 yards is a point instead of every 25 yards being a point. So slightly more points for the quarterback, still the same as far as the touchdown passes, though. So the big thing, though, is that double flex. So, when you get, a lot of the leagues you play in, people get used to playing on, best ball, typically it's a three wide receiver, one flex format. So a little more flexibility here. And you can see really our room going pretty heavy on the running backs right away here. Nobody's being shy. Jamar Chase, yeah, go ahead. You list them. Do it.
You're the Mr. 101, Jamar Chase, followed by the big three RBs, Bijan, Gibbs, and Saquon. In that order, I will add CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Pretty straightforward initial offering. But then Devon Achane and Ashton Genty, which leads to us, Mr. Dwain. We are on the clock here. What are you thinking? Puka Nacua, Malik Neighbors?
I think you take Puka because I don't think he doesn't normally fall to this range. He's normally pick 7. Like, we love him. It's a PPR. I think we take Puka here.
Let's take Puka here. I'm down. I have Nico one spot ahead, one Beasley spot, but here's the difference, boys and girls. Maybe there's a girl or two out there. We do have a small chance of getting Nico to come back to us. Puka, I can assure you will not. So, Team Peach of a Hand. Shout out to one of the greatest movies of all time, Tombstone. Puka Nacua, come on down.
I'm so excited that you've now watched Tombstone. You used to have no clue what any of these titles meant. You're probably like, "What? Why does this guy like this movie?" And now Ian's watched it. He's fully on board. He's a supporter of Tombstone.
I've watched it like 3 or 4 times too. It took me forever to get one, and now I can't stop going back.
Well, it's amazing, man. It's a classic. I'm glad to hear that you like it.
And with that, Dwayne, I refuse to draft sobers. Let's have a Kona Big Wig. Shout out to the arguable best beer ever invented. Great day to be great.
Yeah, great day to be great. I honestly thought we would be taking the guy that just went. I didn't think Nacua would be available, but CMC wrote up my running back rankings and tiers over the last 3 days. Really spend so much time like digging into the weeds of all these players. And ultimately, Ian, I just came to the conclusion that after our conversation last week with me, you and Friedman, we had the projection battles. And so I just took away the games missed, for CMC, moved him up in the ranks. I've now got Bijan 1, Jahmyr Gibbs 2, Christian McCaffrey 3, and Saquon Barkley 4. Wow. It's a tier, guys. You can choose whichever order you want. To find out the reasons behind all of that, you'll have to go read the article, though. I'm just going to say.
And it is a tier. We also have Dwayne's handy dandy Google Sheet that we'll be updating. We'll be showing off throughout. We have all these things also available at fantasylife.com. If you guys are so inclined to purchase a premium package, we do have 20% off. If you use code Ian or code Dwayne or code Sam, use whatever code you want and you'll get 20% off. Got it. Love that. Again, just trying to be you guys' one-stop shop. All things rankings, projections, utilization, goodness, league sync, much, much more. So check that out if you are so inclined. Otherwise, just keep listening to us. We will try to help make you a scholar, a better fantasy football player. So right after Puka, as Dwayne mentioned, CMC, then Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas Jr. So Dwayne, we are recording this. We did this live before and accordingly got sniped left and right. That was not fun. So as much as it is fun to go live, we are going to be recording these. So Nico Collins off the board. That also sucks. Hopefully we can get a potential running back here without trying to jinx us, the fantasy football gods. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly, I think it's Drake London or it's Derrick Henry. If
Yeah.
they're, it's going to be one of those two available here. The running backs are going really quickly here. You could talk me into. No, I think that's the list. Do you
Yep.
have any other name, or would you, unless you would be throwing like Brock Bowers in the mix? I think that's so hard to take a tight end this early in a league that plays 4 and it's not tight end premium
I'm
when
not
we've got
quite
2
ready for
flex
Bowers.
spots.
I'm cool
Yeah,
with Bowers after a couple more of these guys are off the board. If London,
I'm with you.
McConkey, AJ Brown, and Henry were gone, okay, you could talk me into Brock Bowers there, even ahead of guys like Bucky and
So
Jacob
Henry
and
goes.
JT. But ooh,
Do you
CMC
agree that
Henry
it's Drake
starts before
London,
110.
or do
I
you?
think so.
The only other one would be McConkey, but he goes way later here, so we might get him to come back. I know he was hurt as well, so I think
I
we take
think
Drake
it's
London.
yeah, I don't think it's a big injury for the record with McConkey. They're just being
Yeah.
cautious. But I think it was a Sigmund. I can't figure out who said this first, but I do love it, Dwayne. We're like, injuries will find you once the season starts. So don't seek them out in August. So I will just keep repeating that until I find out who actually
My
said it. Drake
my
London, come on down.
my other option I would have here would be Bucky. If we felt like we needed to go ahead and get a running back, but I'm very good with taking Drake London here.
Let's take Drake London.
All right,
One of
done.
my favorite stats of the offseason and Michael Penix's 3 starts. Drake London had 39 targets. The next closest Falcons receiver had 12. Yes, Darnell Mooney missed one game, but my goodness gracious. Penix, I think I saw Hayden Winks coin it first. Could be, Gen Z Jameis Winston with his willingness to throw downfield. Falcons also gave me some potential NFC Bengals vibes. Again, it's a defense that's been horrendous for the better part of the last half decade and maybe even longer. Kudos to them for, using a pair of first round picks, maybe even irresponsibly with the second one, leaving off the 2026 first rounder to the Rams. But trying to spruce up the pass rush, we'll see what sort of dividends that gives back. But man, you just look at this team. Really, what we saw in Week 17, Week 18, those overtime shootouts against the Commanders and Panthers. Thanks to those sort of high-scoring, fantasy-friendly game scripts, could be a reality for us in 2025. So after Drake London went off the board, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, who, yeah, Dwayne now no longer has to deal with Zach Moss. Now, we obviously weren't expecting Moss to have too big of a share, but does make things that much more clear for Chase Brown. Surprised to see him even jumping Bucky Irving at this point.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I like Chase Brown, okay, but man, like taking him in round 2 of a draft, my only concern with Chase Brown is this. Let's see where you feel. Like, I feel more comfortable in round 3. Like, look, he took over 85% of the snaps, man. Like, after Zach Moss got hurt, I just don't think there's any way they're going to let him repeat that. Like, I think he's going to be the lead back 65 to 70% of the snaps, so he's still going to be really good. But man, he wasn't like amazing. He was kind of just okay. Now you could argue like he's got these explosive traits that maybe just didn't come through. Like he was really close to hitting some big plays that didn't quite work out. And maybe he gets those this year. But I just wonder, man, like, is he really going to be in line for that much work for me to spend a second round pick on him in a fantasy draft? I know Taj Brooks is a 6th round pick. I get it. Samaje Perine is just really there to handle passing down work, but I know it feels like it's a clear path, but I feel like we're kind of forcing it with Chase Brown in round 2. Like, there's so many good wide receivers available. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are.
For a guy like Chase Brown, who just seems to unanimously be viewed as just such an explosive back, and I get it when there's no one in front of him that is a fast dude. Can we get a longer career rush than Brian Robinson, Dwayne? Is that too much to ask here from Mr. Chase Brown? So, yeah, you can show me the screen from when he was a rookie and everything. And I don't think Chase Brown was necessarily bad, but I'm with you, whether it's Brooks, whether it's a situation where we do see Samaje Perine get a little bit more work than necessarily anyone else did last year. I do think there's a chance that things just aren't going to be quite as prolific for Chase Brown. It is the round 2 thing. Again, I have no issues taking him, sooner rather than later once round 3 gets going. But Jonathan Taylor, Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs. Again, it's not like we were actively
Look, I don't
expecting
call
Zach
Chase
Moss to be
Brown
this
like,
big thorn this side.
I don't want to call him a complete dead zone back, but he has some dead zone traits about him. Like, I mean, we're really projecting a massive role, and mostly because we just don't think he has any competition.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now the offense is sick, so that's
No,
kind of the difference.
I'm with
But
you, but it's also a very pass heavy offense. So it's not
yeah.
like there's a ton of, rushing attempts to go around. So again, like I like Chase Brown. Part of this will probably be coming to grips with drafting, getting into the redraft streets, instead of being over on Underdog and DraftKings drafting best ball teams. So I like the difference. I like the change up.
Pulling up for you guys watching us on YouTube, Dwayne's handy dandy spreadsheet here got his tiers in it. And Dwayne, Brees Hall over Kenneth Walker. What are we doing? Come on.
Yeah, I like them both. That's called a tier. Do you understand what a tier is? But I think they both give you the dual threat ability we're looking for. Explosive playmakers. They both catch passes. Both have questions about their offense. But I like Brees Hall slightly over Kenneth Walker, but I'm not going to argue with anyone that wants to take Walker first.
I'm just also like hoping to have some backup on drafting way more Kenneth Walker than Brees Hall so far this offseason. So I'll just criticize some.
I really do love
my priors.
Kenneth. I do love Kenneth Walker, and he's a guy that I drafted a ton of last year, and it paid out. It worked out well. But I mean, look at this thing. Look at this queue in the top 300. I mean, you got Brees Hall sitting here at 22. Like
AJ Brown making it out of round 2. That's quite surprising to me. I remember doing my way.
You let AJ Brown slide down here, buddy. Let's see.
I don't think so. I remember doing the provocative like January look ahead first round for fantasylife.com. I had AJ Brown at the end of round 1. We talked through it and kind of determined that, okay, that was probably a little bit of a reach, but round 3, man, come on.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Omarion Hampton. So the ADP, he's quite a bit lower. People are really taking their time on the clock, so they're thinking things through. But if you scroll down, Omarion Hampton was number 45 on this list in the queue. So, and I think his ADP. I forgot how we do this. I think in preference.
It's really been on the up and up.
I can't remember if there's a certain thing we've got to do here to make this go in the order of ADP, or if it's already in the order of ADP. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look on our site, because I know we're pulling straight from. This is the Fantasy Life contest.
That's true.
RealTime Sports. So we do have ADP up. I'm gonna look
shout
at
out
the ADP tool.
AJ Brown finally off the board. Right after Garrett Wilson, though, beginning of round 3. Again, it'd be a lot cooler if we could guarantee, 150 plus targets. I know the Eagles are going to run the football, but we've talked to potential for that defense to take a slight step back. First place schedule, just not quite be as dominant as they were in 2024. I mean, God forbid, Dwayne, a lot of people seem to think that just based on the history of these 400 plus touches, Saquon's going to be missing time. I don't think we're going to be seeing the same exact Philadelphia Eagles offense if Saquon Barkley isn't out there. Call me crazy. I don't see Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon combining for 30 carries a week. Who knows? Haven't seen that situation, but there are some outs for A.J.B. Really, if any of his high-powered teammates, miss any level of time, he would be someone probably moving up the ranks in quite a hurry. So after AJB, Tyreek Hill off the board, I believe, Dwayne, at the risk of jinxing us here, we should have our pick of a running back in one of our next 2 picks as we get into the middle of round 3.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see, because people can flex 2 of them. It's just a very interesting dynamic. But yes, I would like to come away with one of the 2 running backs, either Brees Hall or Kenneth Walker. There goes Lamar Jackson. I do think that elite quarterback is in play with kind of how the board has fallen. I like Kittle. We won't be able to go. I think it's tough to go with an elite quarterback and tight end, but we could try.
Crazier things have happened. As Dwayne mentioned, this is the Fantasy Life Championship on rtsports.com. Overall grand prize, $500,000. Dwayne and I are taking that, but everyone else can compete for second place. That's cool. $1,600 worth of prizes in each league. 10 starters, 10 bench spots. Again, got the dual flex lineups. These are $300 entries. If you want to get a couple in, though, you can get 3 for $850. So again, fairly traditional league otherwise, but pretty fun to get in these high stakes streets. tweets. Yeah, again, just pretty typical in terms of receiving. We are working in a full PPR league, no tight end premium. Otherwise, as Dwain mentioned before, we do have the 0.05 for passing yards. Not really enough for me to be overly adjusting the rank. So maybe in a tiebreaker scenario, fine, I can be talked into it. But otherwise, yeah, go check it out. Again, Real Time Sports. Been having a lot of fun playing on this platform here over the past few years. RT Sports Fantasy Life Championship. Gotta love it. Dwain, we are up in 2 more picks. T. Higgins, Lamar Jackson just went off the board. What's your initial thought right here? We got our wide receivers.
Well, I hope it's Breece Hall, to be honest, and then we get lucky and Kenneth Walker comes back to us, or JSN, or one of the elite quarterbacks, right? Or George Kittle. We'll see how this goes. If this person takes Breece Hall, who's just sitting there goes the elite quarterback and Josh Allen. So, and there goes Breece Hall.
Two guys we wanted. Love when that happens.
Yeah, so I think honestly we take an elite. Where's Jalen Hurts going? He's 50. So we could let Jaden Daniels go by if there's another player you really love here. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I know you're not as high as me on him. I don't see how the dude doesn't get 150 targets. I don't know how good the targets will be. They could be Sam Darnold running for his life.
Is the age factor just that much more of a reason to take him over Devontae Adams, even though I still think Devontae Adams is the better football player in the year 2025?
Well, I think it's that, and there's a slight edge at ADP. You got a chance that Adams comes back.
Could get both.
So they're really close. So I mean, it's one of these things where we're going to do tons of drafts together, so we can mix it up.
But George Kittle, get our tight end.
Well, Kittle's further down. He has a chance to come. I'm trying to leave a chance for one of these guys to come back.
All right, we got about 10 seconds.
All right, I took JSN. But the reason why is I think that gives us a chance of either A, Hurts or Kittle, right, or Adams or Kenneth Walker as our next pick. I just wanted to leave options.
That's fine.
I wanted to leave those options open.
Accordingly, there goes Kenneth Walker off the board 1 pick later. CMC, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker start for the 110 team. We are going 0 RB at this point, Puka, London, and JSN. But pretty strong room. Again, only 2 wide receiver spots, but JSN firmly at home in the flex. I will say full PPR, I am a bit more down to, get going with JSN. I've actually been writing up my wide receiver tiers, Dwain, and I'm limiting myself to 50 words per player, which, is an exercise.
I wish I was doing that.
Right, makes me not. Trust me, we're still going over quite a few. Still quite a few words adding up there. I think we're north of 3,000 or 4,000 at this point, but could have been a lot worse there. So let's see, we'll be up in 2 more picks. Jaden Daniels did indeed go at the turn. Jalen Hurts out there for us. George Kittle out there for us. Got some running backs.
Here goes.
You feel like we need a running back?
I think we let it go at this point, and unless you want James Cook, I think we take Jalen Hurts. I think getting one of the elite quarter, or we could go Kittle. There's a chance Hurts comes back. I don't think he will. I just think that Hurts is a better lock than Kittle. Like if we're just trying to lock in fantasy points here.
That's what I was saying. Like thoughts on elite quarterback versus tight end, all else equal. Because I just did a perfect fantasy draft, favorite pick in every round with Jake Trowbridge today, and like Kittle versus Hurts in round 4. I love them both.
I do too. It's a really tough decision. So here's what I think. I think that Jalen Hurts is a better lock to score the fantasy points that we want than Kittle. I love both of them, but Kittle's older. We deal with injuries more. So I lean better personally.
I think there's a better chance of us stumbling upon a tight end late versus a quarterback in this year.
Yeah, and when we got our guys that we like, and we'll go different ways. But I think we take Jalen.
I like the late round Drake May hype. He runs the ball. He doesn't run the ball like Jaden Daniels. If anyone's going to do that, it's probably going to be Anthony Richardson, and he goes so late that honestly, like we can just take that stab anyway. Let's go Jalen Hurts.
All right, let's do it.
I love it. I also will say, as much as I do love real-time sports, I don't love the draft sounds going off my headphones. So I'm going to see if I can find a way to turn those. And look, they make it nice and easy. There it is. So I will be able to get that off once my handy dandy mouse starts to work.
There goes Metcalf. It's interesting. So we've got 2 teams that started with 3 running backs. We've got another 3 teams on top of that started with 2 running backs in their first 3 picks. So running backs absolutely flying off the board.
In a perfect world, we could get one of these guys in the next tier, James Cook, Chuba, or Connor, falling back to us in round 5. Going to be a while till it gets there, but man, even if we have to just keep kind of going down, I think there's enough guys. I'll say this, Dwayne. Here, I'll pull up the tiers again. So for people that are trying to get wonky in some of these streets, push running back, like where do you kind of think is the latest we can actually be pushing it? Like what running back is furthest down here in the tier sheet that if he is our RB1, you're like, okay, I'm fine with that.
Oh man. I honestly, I'm really hoping we get one of the upside guys in Trevion Henderson or RJ Harvey. That way we can tell ourselves a story that it's like, okay, to start the year might be a little rough, but by the end of the year, if we get a running back 1 performance down the stretch out of those guys with the 3 wide receivers and the quarterback that we took, then like you're cooking, right? So I would probably say that's the range. So it's going to be really tight. I could live with the next tier down, but I would really rather not. Yeah, I would really rather not. And I don't want to be forced to take it, right? Just because right now, really the way this draft's going, the value they're going to leave us is going to probably be receiver. And so I think we have to take a running back with one of our next 2 picks. Now I say have to, and we're flexible. Like if we get down and it's like already Aaron Jones is gone, well then we'll just say screw it. But I think we really need a running back with one of our next 2 picks. And then the other pick could very well be wide receiver, the way they're leaving them on the board for us right now. So there goes Chuba.
Chuba Hubbard off the board. A war daddy per Dave Canales, along with Rico Dowdle. Did not hear that about Trevor Etienne, but never know. We're still early in training camp. I heard Jerry Jones say that, I think, about Greg Hardy back in the day.
There goes Kittle. Kittle to the guy that has McBride.
A little confused by his tactics there, Dwayne.
Yeah, and a non-tight end premium. I mean, I guess it's close. Like if you're comparing Kittle, would you rather have Kittle or would you rather have Mike Evans? Would you rather have Kittle? I mean, I think you can make an argument like that he's got probably a similar range of outcomes to some of these receivers that we're staring at right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's necessarily terrible. There goes DeAndre Swift. That's when you're in trouble. When DeAndre Swift goes in round 4 of a draft and you don't have your first running back yet, it could be a long night.
It'd be pretty sweet if James Conner falls back to us. I keep seeing stuff about people like quoting the Cardinals coaches about like, did someone out there not think James Conner was going to be the feature back this year? I feel like it's almost like that old Steph Curry tweet. Like I was told Steph Curry can't shoot threes. I thought we were all on the same page. Like, of course, James Conner is the future back. Why wouldn't he be?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Where are you on Rashee Rice at this point? Knowing he's probably missing anywhere between 2 and 6 games. Like if we middle it at 4, we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But do you still feel confident about him being a wide receiver 1 when he's back?
I don't think it's a given. Now I'm not.
I don't think it's a given either. I mean, it kind of comes down like if Worthy's really good, it's going to make it tougher. That would mean that Mahomes and the Chiefs would have to go back to being more of the old Chiefs offense to enable both of those guys. So I'm with you. And just coming off the injury, like We don't.
Right, like he just
We're
might
just
not
kind of
be.
assuming that everything's. I feel like we've probably overly assumed to some extent, just because. I mean, all the reports have been good, no doubt.
Yeah.
But
It's great he's been out there. I mean, it seemed like a situation when it happened last year where he could have been a pup candidate, and the fact that he is grooving, full go, training camp, no issues. I mean, that's awesome for there. But yeah, man, the ascension of Worthy, we'll see what happens there. So honestly, I wouldn't mind having. I think Rice could be towards the bottom of this tier. Ridley's fine, by the way. I know he went off, but they literally confirmed it was a cramp, so you don't need to have him in red.
okay, yeah, I just saw the calf thing.
I appreciate you keeping up with it. But again, I mean, this is definitely the tier. Like, I'm taking Rasheed over the guys, the majority here, where all of a sudden I do have major question marks about Jacoby Myers slander. Unbelievable. But I will say, Dwayne, as much as I wish that, just every ranking change I had was just brilliant. But I moved Jacoby up a lot, and then I was on the clock in my home league, and I was drafting guys ahead of him that I had moved.
So you had to move him back down.
So, yeah, I had like wide receiver 27. And I was like, all right, chill the hell out, man. We can make our point and still have him in the early mid 30s. So
yeah. Well,
oh man, running backs are flying, and that's not exactly what we want, but maybe it'll work out anyway, Dwayne.
It's okay. Like, look, man. I mean, like I said, what they're gonna do is leave us these wide receivers. What we're gonna have to make a choice around, is like how far, to your point, we want to push it. Do we take 2 wide receivers here and just know that, like, look, we're flexing wide receiver all year long. We're starting 2 wide receivers and we're flexing 2 wide receivers on this team, and we're going to figure running back out. Like, I'll tell you, like, when you get to Aaron Jones and you get to Pacheco and you're telling me that I have to draft them over George Pickens or honestly even Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, man, I get it. Like, he's going to have to play some defense, but you also know the range of outcomes is fucking sorry, I just dropped a big F-bomb right on the air. It's stupid. Haven't done that in a long time, man. Travis Hunter is a beast. He's an absolute freaking alpha baller.
Just every time you want to say the F word, say shuck instead. Shucking.
Shuck. Yeah.
Shuck it. Olave down there somewhere. Shuck it. Shahid down is on the.
My dad used to say shucks.
Shuck my life.
My dad, you can would be working on a truck or a car or something, and he would like bang his hand and like, something on the motor. He would never say shit. He would go sht. He would like cut the I out in the middle. Like, but I was
I'll allow it.
It's like, I know what you mean, but yeah, like it was a good dad effort.
Found the loophole. There we go.
Good.
I like the Jiminy Christmas. It's like, hey, Jiminy
Christmas.
It's fun. I am just hopeful that
if they leave James Conner, we snap it up. Okay, that's fine. It was kind of obvious looking at his team the way he built it.
My 10-pound wiener dog Deborah is upset from the other room. I don't blame her, to be honest with you, Dwayne.
So we got 2 picks. I don't really want to take any of the tight ends here. I think we're still on wide receiver. Yeah. If I were to take a running back here, is it Caleb Johnson? He's got I think Montgomery's not taking over Gibbs. He's obviously got huge contingent value. But I think Monty's going to have a slightly reduced workload this year. I don't think there's any path to him beating out Jahmyr Gibbs. We know that for certain. But with Caleb, I could see by week 4, like, he's their starter. How are you on Pacheco? Like, I'll be honest, like, the camp news just repeatedly talking about all the guys getting first team reps. I'm just kind of like, I don't have great vibes right now on Pacheco.
It's one of those situations where
there goes Rasheed.
After week 1, we're going to know. It's like, oh, we got to mess this up, or we're feeling great about it. I hear you, Demon, but why'd they just extend him in October last year if he's not going to have a similar role? I know Jahmyr Gibbs is the man. I'm not trying to debate that, but like.
All right, Devonta Smith goes.
I say we go George. Let's go George Pickens here. And then
here's what I will say. If you want Montgomery, we should take him here because there's a ton of wide receivers. Like, look at all the receivers we like. We like Tet. Well, maybe there's not as many as I think we like.
Yeah, but what we say on the Fantasy Live show, we wanted to go out and get our boy George Pickens. We have a chance to get George Pickens. Let's get our boy George Pickens.
All right, I'm just looking at the order here. Like, I have McMillan rated higher and he has a higher ADP.
Do you? Where is McMillan? You already have him crossed out.
Oh yeah, but he's available.
Well, okay. In that case, yeah.
All right, let's take
T-Mac's fine. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The guy I grayed out is actually available.
You're like, well, you got him marked off the list, idiot.
And there goes Pickens right after. Makes sense. So I would say yeah, there goes Monty. So it'd be pretty cool if Caleb falls to us. I'll just say that.
If not, I like Travis Hunter. I like Calvin Ridley. I like Jamison Williams. I like Jalen Waddle. I like this tier still of wide receivers. And we could kind of,
I guess the argument
it would be done with it.
We're not taking our next receiver at this point for a while, and we're just loading up on this next tier of running backs, getting our shots in. It's not going to feel good to be starting Tyrone Tracy and Ramondre Stevenson in week 1, but we're playing 0 RB. We're going all in on 0 RB.
Yeah, which we don't do that often, to be honest. You know, I mean, we'll draft some wide receivers early, but we're not like team all in on 0 RB.
It's just the way the board's falling. Being like water out here, Dwain.
And there goes Jaylen Warren. Wow.
The same team. He handcuffed himself.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. You know, whatever people want to do with handcuffs in their own time, go ahead. But man,
I mean, who knows? It could work out. I don't want to handcuff Arthur Smith backfield. I'll say Waddle. That. So Waddle just went. I'm team Travis Hunter. I know you're going to be team Calvin Ridley.
I mean, on this point though, we're drafting our 5th wide receiver. Like, we're not even starting him. I don't want Calvin Ridley on my bench. We might as well get the potential lottery ticket.
You want him?
Yeah.
I say we do it. And if they keep drafting running backs, like, let them. I mean, again, we are fully embracing 0.
Yeah. No, look, fantasy football, Dwayne, it's fun. Drafting Travis Hunter, it's fun. Yes. Just remember this clip in week 3 when he has a 55% route rate and Trevor Lawrence still looks like Daniel Jones.
Just remember this in week 3 when this team is 0-3 and last in points.
Hey, we got some more bullets in the chamber. Through 5 or 6 rounds, everybody. We went Puka Nacua, Drake London, Jackson Smith, Najigba. Got our elite onesie quarterback in Jalen Hurts, Tedero McMillan, and then Travis Hunter. Back-to-back rookie wide receivers. Back-to-back awfully good rookie wide receivers, if I will still add. So a lot of work to do, but man, 5 wide receivers early, Dwayne. It's a long draft. We got 20 rounds in here, so we'll take some more wide receivers. But if we go our next 4 or 5 picks, all running backs, not only would I not be surprised, but I'm fine with it.
Well, and they're going to have to start taking some receivers. Some of these teams are, you know, and you've seen like what in the last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 picks, 7 have been receivers. So 8 in the last 11. So
yeah.
And it's just where the value was, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just it's the way it worked out. Like, and look, the whole theory behind 0 running back is the fact that, right, with running backs, the main thing is volume. And so if you can find a way to run into volume, you know, you can get points. At wide receiver, like if you get to all of a sudden be on the field, but you suck, it doesn't matter. Like you're still not going to score fantasy points because you can't earn the targets. You know, there are a few schemes that you and I, like, I think we agree. There's certain coaches that probably can tack on like a 5% target share to a guy like Kyle Shanahan, McVay, some of these guys that scheme things up in a big way. But for the most part, like, you got to really be good. And even then, like, great, if your coach can give you 5%, like, you got to be able to kind of get to 20% on your own to really be valuable in fantasy. So there goes Pacheco.
Again, like Trent Richardson, by all accounts, one of the worst professional running backs that we've seen, particularly given the hype. Still top 8 as a rookie because they said we're going to give the guy the ball. That's what we see throughout any given season. Zonovan Knight, you won't know who he is, and then all of a sudden he's the RB 18 because he's poised to see 15 to 20 touches. So 0 RB, giving yourselves more shots at that. And, you know, as much as running back stayed healthy last year, Dwayne, usually Usually not quite the case. So I do think sometimes the idea that you're going to be able to find, particularly in a big, sharp league like this. I mean, the one pushback I have against zero RB is like the idea that, oh, okay, I'll find my running backs in the waiver wire. Well, the teams that didn't go zero
No.
RB still are capable of going on the waiver wire and getting those same players. So I will say that. But ideally, only thing better than getting some sick running back in the waiver wire is already having them sitting on your bench.
Yeah. And they're not letting up. So
Joe Mixon, middle of round 6.
Yeah,
Little early for me.
I'm out on Mixon right now. Like I just
Judkins
old, was already inefficient. We were on Mixon last year. Like he was one of our guys that we were drafting. He was one of the guys we felt comfortable. Okay, if we wait, we can get Mixon. Not feeling that way this year. Not that I'm so worried about Nick Chubb or Woody Marks, but man, like something weird's going on there. On the NFI list, obviously it was supposedly, right? It was a workout that was not at the facility. It's, I don't know. Something seems weird. It is Joe Mixon who does some weird stuff.
I mean,
he shot a kid. He shot a kid that had a Nerf gun. Okay. Let's just call it what it is.
That happened.
And somehow the dude is not in jail. Like it was on his property, which I guess makes it okay. Did you read that story? Like the kid was shot and hiding in his parents' like flower bed, basically hoping like that they didn't find him. And like
there was another, wasn't it like he had a menacing charge? Was that the same?
Yeah, that was different. That was at a traffic. That was at a traffic light where I think he brandished a weapon.
Different legal issue.
Honestly, I'm getting them all confused. In college, I know he hit a woman, so there's a long track record here. Joe scored running
backs I don't want to draft. What about free agent running back Quinshon Judkins, Dwain? Because lest we forget, he's not signed.
Yeah, he's not signed. I haven't been messing with him either. I will say, if I were to draft Quinshon Judkins, this would be the kind of team where I would do it. Where I would be, okay, got the legal situation cleared up. Here's Quinshon Judkins' problem. Quinshon, you are absolutely screwed. You have no negotiating power whatsoever. The team holds all the cards. Now you're kind of protected by your slotting, but this is a very unique circumstance. Like they're not going to give him what his slot's worth. There's no way. No. But there is a chance, man. Like Quinshon could, like, there's a better than 0% chance at least. Like, what if he misses the whole season? It could happen.
What I asked on Twitter the other day. I was like, what top 100 pick has the best chance of not playing a single snap this year? And it was him, Ayuk, Godwin, and Mixon. Easily Quinshon Judkins, man. You could open up top 200. Quinshon versus like Keenan Allen. Like that's what we're looking at right now. If this had happened before the draft, does Judkins even get drafted or is he chilling with Isaiah Bond?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he wouldn't have been drafted. I don't want to say he wouldn't have been drafted, but I mean, yeah, it would have definitely been a lower draft pick.
And I'm not going to say the Cleveland Browns organization is one to necessarily assume like we know what's going on in their personal conduct choices. You think that after the whole Deshaun Watson debacle, maybe they aren't signing up to sign this dude. If it goes bad, maybe he's completely innocent. We don't freaking know. My point is he's not on the team, so everything we usually have in these situations is completely out the window. If he had signed 5 days before, the Browns would just say, hey, we're going to let the NFL figure it out. And the NFL would say, hey, we're going to let the legal systems figure it out. And then we'd have to wait 2 years while that happened. Like now, maybe he does the quick and speedy trial that you allegedly have the right to by the Sixth Amendment. Shout out Mrs. Snoke for telling me that back in 5th grade. But like, I don't know, man. That's a lot we need to go right. So,
yeah. I will say again, like if I were to do it, like this is definitely the type of team just because it's like, we wouldn't do it here, but if he continued to fall just because it's like, great, 10. We can cut him. But if it happens to be right, then okay. The big issue with a player like him is like, he is also just a complete like log jam on your roster. Like, well, you have to wait for all this stuff to play out. He gets suspended. Let's say
that's, we don't have IR anyway in this league, but yeah, I can't put suspended guys in IR.
Yeah. But we got deep rosters, so it's a 20-round draft. So essentially like it's covered, but still it is kind of a roster clogger. Not as big of a deal in leagues this deep because there's not as much on the wire, but still, like not an ideal situation.
And then I was kind of pushing back on them even before this stuff happened because we have a Browns offense that could very well be the worst in the league with a coach that's consistently used committees. So other than that, though, really just great value pick, other than those concerns.
I mean, Cam Skattebo in round 7, like, we're there, huh? We're at that.
That's a double tight end drafter. And maybe Cobra Commander will crush it, man. Keep that in mind, everyone. If you guys are in this draft with us, like, we're with you. We're talking about what we think is going to happen. You guys could easily kick our ass and just laugh at us. So nothing personal. Just,
Skattebo is a guy that, like, we loved in the rookie supermodel. It's just, I'm adjusting. This is more me adjusting to pricing than anything. Round 7 Skattebo is that's something. I'm kind of glad Tony Pollard went because I think I'm to the point where I just prefer Tajay Spears. But I was gonna have to take Tony Pollard if he was there. I mean, right now, you just
outlined everything that happened for Pollard last year, like in the preseason. You're like, hey, his yards after contact, they're going to get right back to where the elite numbers in Dallas. Also, Tajay Spears is going to have these 4 injuries, never really be a factor until late in the season. Also, the Titans believe in Pollard. He's going to have games with 90% plus snaps. I just would have thought we'd have more than the low end RB2 finish, Dwain. That's my problem. I feel like we saw Pollard's best run out, and that's all we got. Oh, they go Robinson.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson, basically.
So here's
Gus Edwards.
Yeah. So we just have to start taking running backs. So
Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I've got him over here.
I think if I whisper it, we won't get sniped. Maybe we are live. They've sniped us a few times after I said stuff.
Yeah. He's Mason.
Yeah, where is he on this?
Where is he on their list?
125. He's really down there.
Yeah, so do you want to just take him here or let him come back to us?
Bro, this is crazy, though. Like, I don't think people are going off this. He's behind Antonio Gibson. Like, that makes no justice.
Yeah, then it's wrong. Well, last year we had to figure out how to make this work on ADP. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think we upload our own thing. So we live and we learn. Best available RB. I think it's
Jordan Mason.
Let's go Jordan Mason.
All right. Definitely.
The thing with Tyron Tracy, I think Tracy could win the job. I also just think he could be a dud. He could be nothing.
He could be, but I mean, he was decent last year for being a receiver up until that point.
I hear you, but I mean, Tracy versus Stevenson. What do you think?
I think I lean Tracy because I just think that he could actually be like, we could look up and be like, 65% of the work. I don't think Stevenson's doing that with Travion on board.
Yeah, Tracy could take over. Javonte Williams was going to be someone else I brought up as a possibility. He went at the turn. What? Dude, Javonte and Jaden Blue by the same guy took both Steelers.
I'm going to give you the name that if we just don't want to mess around, it's Dylan Sampson. If we just don't want to jack around, like I'm just telling you, like it's Dylan Sampson or Tajay Spears. Sampson can
Tracy or Stevenson.
Oh, dude, Dylan Sampson can. He's really good. Ian, have you gone and watched this tape? Like, because you're a tape guy.
Yes, I know. And that same Tennessee offense that made Jalen Wright look amazing because they faced 4-man boxes. I know he's fine, but man, he could be the RB2 on the Browns. Jerome Ford didn't die.
We're looking for somebody that can actually could like just be the outright starter for their team right away.
And Tracy.
All right, I took him. I'm way higher on Sampson probably than you. Like I think I have Sampson at like 120 now. Like so, my guess is everybody else is like at 180.
If you
actually like the actually like the offensive line. I think there's some positives. I mean, he has the big playability. Like, I know it's the popular thing to do, but if I were picking like this year's like Bucky Irving, like he's along those lines. It's fine. We got to take a lot of them, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. We took Tyrone Tracy here.
Look, I'm not too far off on it. I don't think. Again, if Tracy and Stevenson were gone, and you were like Sampson over Charbonnet and Spears, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna have to take a lot of these guys, so it doesn't really matter. And Sampson, we're gonna have to figure out how to get the ADP working though.
That's fine. We'll just download it, upload our own rankings. Let's see what our current ADP tool even has for Mr. Sampson. Pick 176 on RT Sports currently. Obviously, decent chance he's been going sooner recently, but yeah. If he falls back to us, Dwain, you can click Sampson as fast as you like.
This thing says 191. Well, if he's 176, I don't want to take him yet. It's like I want to milk it.
Right.
There goes Charbonnet and Michael Pittman.
J.K. Dobbins, someone you'd be interested in if we get back around?
Yes. Yep. I have interest in that. Are they a running back? If so, my answer is yes. But I'll get Dobbins over there.
I appreciate you keeping Antonio Gibson on the bottom of the sheet. There are going to be a few.
I did that for you. I could have cut it off sooner. There goes your guy, Jacoby Myers.
There are going to be a few running backs who end up like an Antonio Gibson is going to wind up on the Texans or something, after cuts. Maybe we get like the 7th round pick swap because the team's about to cut the guy and someone else just wants to get him before waivers gets going on. Mahomes team tacked on Kelsey. They got Worthy as well. Nice little stack going on there. Bo Nix off the board. Take all the quarterbacks. Take 2, everyone. Please. Why is Zach Charbonnet such a higher ranked running back as a handcuff than like Tyler Algier? Just because technically he could maybe, with a new coordinator, get a role?
I think it's because he's a round 2 pick instead of a round 4. I think it's because when he has been given last year in those 6 games, he averaged like 18 fantasy points a game, and 3 of them he went absolutely freaking bananas. So I think it's just like what he's shown more recently, whereas Tyler Algier hasn't had that chance because really Bijan, locks down most of the work at this point. So I think they're similar to your point. I think, Charbonnet and Tyler Algier like probably end up with pretty close carries. Like I think there's enough of an unknown though. Like there's no way Tyler Algier is getting 50% of the work in Seattle. I'm in Atlanta, like 0% chance. But there's some chance that could happen in Seattle, right?
Unless Arthur Smith gets fired and then rehired by the Falcons.
Yeah, that happens.
Andrews, Evan Ingram, double tap at the turn. I don't know,
necessarily
just take one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be left out at tight end because we're already so weak at running back, but I don't know, man.
I'm not overly worried about it. I don't know. If we get Kyle Pitts and Mike Gesicki later, I'll be kind of happy.
There goes Dobbins.
We got your boy. I mean,
damn.
See what running back we can get.
Jesus Christ. Not relenting.
We should probably still double tap RB on our next go around. It depends on who.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Bigsby?
I think it's fine. I mean, he's right now. I mean, look, Tootin's got the hamstring. He's probably locked into the early down work. We know he's a 0 in the passing game. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he's gonna be a little bit maddening because of game script stuff. It's gonna be like, man, if you know that the Jags are gonna win by 10, Tank Bigsby's gonna give you 20 fantasy points. If you think they could trail by 10 all game, he's gonna give you 4.
Couldn't he maybe catch?
It's
Like
gonna
he
be the
caught.
case.
Okay, I have put together the reels, people. I know the 4 targets he got as a rookie were hilarious. I think 3 drops, like 2 of them were picked. It was hilarious. If we had to pick the worst receiving running back in the league, I think Tank Bigsby is an appropriate answer. He caught 30 balls this last season at Auburn.
Yeah, I don't know. They just I think the other challenge is they just see ETN as being a guy that they think gives them more, in that capacity.
Yeah. Okay, so if we have our pick of the RBs coming up,
you have I'm looking over it.
You have Stevenson as the next best running back available.
Yeah, Bigsby goes pick 150. Stevenson normally goes 123. You should be showing off the ADP tool.
I'll get it over there. Shout out Fantasy Life, ADP. I think the ADP tool's free.
All right. So Quinshawn goes. So you want Ramondre?
I think I want Ramondre. Let's go Ramondre here.
All right.
Honestly, the way things went, Mason, Tracy, and Ramondre, not bad, man. Ideal world, I wanted Brian Robinson to fall to us. Probably wasn't overly realistic. I'm okay with those three.
I want Dylan Sampson or Tank Bigsby coming back. There goes
cool with
Bigsby.
either. Now I'll put you in a real log jam. Really get your head in a pretzel, Dwain. Dylan Sampson, who is pretty far down the ranks, or your boy, Mr. Tyler Warren.
I know. My head is thinking about that.
I'm just gonna let you pick.
Where does Tyler? I actually may want you to pick.
I'm staying out of this.
Where is Tyler Warren going over here? So here's the thing: they've kind of left the tight ends alone, even though that guy double tapped, and a lot
Warren's
of guys still need quarterback.
I get Loveland too.
Yeah, because I like Loveland as well. Don't get me wrong. I kind of want to draft 2 tight ends on this team.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we have to.
All right, so there goes Josh Downs.
ETN team also took Bayshall Tootin.
Did I miss Emeka Egbuka, or he just doesn't go over here like what I'm used to?
No, he went round 7, right before Kyler.
All right, there he was. I missed it. And did Stephon Diggs go? Surely, yeah, he just went this round. Okay, mark him off.
There goes Dylan Sampson.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Just missed him.
Wow. Yeah, I would have taken him over Ramondre if I knew I had to pick. I guess I need to move him up even more in my ranks.
I guess so. Let's get our tight end. I mean, running backs, we need more running backs, obviously, but I don't see one right now that I feel like we need.
All right, you want Tyler Warren here?
I know you have Ray Davis at the bottom of this tier, but James Cook's out there doing his thing, man. Like Ray Davis is just a handcuff at this point.
Yeah.
Like if we can get Jalen Wright coming back,
Tootin and Sampson and Garendo going. All right, what do you think?
Tyler Warren over Njoku, 1 spot higher in a different tier.
I mean, Algier is the other name.
I'd rather take a tight end that we like versus a pure handcuff. So if you want Tyler Warren, I set my alarm. Draft more Tyler Warren. Let's draft more Tyler Warren.
All
cool.
Right.
Through 10 rounds, we have 5 pretty sick wide receivers. Let's just focus on that. Puka, Drake London, JSN, T-Mac, Travis Hunter. We do have an elite quarterback in Mr. Jalen Hurts. Got him towards the beginning of round 4. Accordingly, didn't draft our first running back till round 7. Did take 3 in a row. Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy, Ramondre Stevenson. Tyler Warren in round 10 after, unfortunately, handful of running backs we were interested in went ahead and went before. So we're building up. Maybe I like Stevenson just a little bit more than you, Dwayne. I don't know. I mean, I really don't think.
I think he's fine. I think he's fine.
Henderson's not going to take over the backfield, I don't think. He's going to be the man, like pass catcher, explosive plays. I get it, but McDaniels is always, other than the Josh Jacobs year, this dude's always used multiple. Stevenson got that extension last year. I can see Stevenson still getting 12 to 15 carries and targets, far more games than not.
Well, we do have a coach that's going to want to run the ball, so
establish it. Nick Chubb, round 10. Take him. Shuck and take him. I'm cool with, like, look, Nick Chubb's fine at his current ADP, but I'm not chasing him inside the top 120. Miss me with that. I'll get your boy Woody Marks, Dwayne. This is a Woody Marks team.
This is a insert any running back name.
Those are the things you don't love to be saying in the middle of round 10. If we just get Woody Marks on this team.
Yeah, we probably should have went with a running back with our last pick. I mean, hopefully Tyler Warren works out, but there goes Ray Davis.
I don't know. If there was any running back that had a sliver of a chance.
No, I'm with you. You just know how it goes, though. Like, when you have a team like this, you just have to literally take them all.
I hear you. I also didn't want our tight end to be Hunter, Shuck, and Henry.
No, I'm with you. We're on the same page with it.
Yeah.
Mayfield goes.
They're actually, I don't mind a couple of the guys we got available at RB coming up. We're probably going to double tap it. We're surely going to double tap it next.
Oh, we have to.
One-Eye Najee, he could be a value this late.
I'd rather take Miles Sanders than Najee.
It's fun. But I'm like, we have Miles Sanders. I want Jalen Wright over both of them, honestly.
Well, the one thing you got to remember with Miles Sanders, he could be the Cowboys starter week 1.
He could.
Jalen Wright can't.
No, but we've seen them.
Don't get me wrong. I want Jalen Wright. I think Jerome Ford needs to be in our crosshairs. Tyler Algier's in the queue. Honestly, I don't want to be cute with any of it. I think Taj Brooks, our guy, Matt Waldman absolutely loves Taj Brooks. Zach Moss is gone. Like, he's the running back 2 probably on the behind a guy that we just talked about earlier that gives us like spider senses going on. Yeah. And so this is probably this is gonna be an all camp. This is gonna be an all camp team. Get Ja'Cory Cross over here.
Why can't Roshan be a middle class man's 17 touchdown Jamal Williams?
Yeah, apparently
Roshan can catch.
Came from the Bears staff that's possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what we're hearing about Braylon Allen, who was terrible last year. Not really another way to put it.
Isaiah Davis just was
5% of his carries went for 10 plus yards.
Dude, the camp highlights are hilarious too. Like, there's a swing pass where just no one covered him. These running back, the Dallas Cowboy ones are the worst. I have seen every single Cowboys running back break a long touchdown where they got wrapped up no less than 5 times.
Jaden Blue went in round 8 of this draft, dude.
I thought he was still on here. Oh my God. Oh, that's right. No, I mentioned that because that team said, you know what? I want the Steelers and the Cowboys running backs, but it's going to end up being Miles Sanders and Jonnu Smith as the RBs on those teams anyway. So
Jonnu Smith.
What's funny is like, there goes Jalen, son of a shuck. The funny thing about that is like they did that. Remember, Jonnu ripped off like a 60-yard run on like a toss when he was with the Titans. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Ford just went too. Jeez. This is brutal.
Where is this chat? Shut up, people, please.
Yeah, it's in my ear too.
There's a mute. It's on the right.
Oh, I see it.
Respectfully, shut the shuck up.
Boom.
Entering round 11 here, Caleb Williams off the board to team one. That's pretty good value. I know if we were pushing QB late, Dwain, Caleb around 11 have us feeling pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we'll have some teams like that. There goes Braylon Allen.
I'm with you. Miles Sanders, Roshan, Taj Brooks, Eckler, honestly. Or are you just completely drinking the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is the next LaDainian Tomlinson Kool-Aid?
No, I'm not drinking that, but it is every day. And I did
It is
actually
a wild situation.
Yeah, and he didn't get to play college football last year. It's like, and he's a guy that I remember when I was working on the supermodel, even though he didn't go to the combine, he was the first running back that Lance Zierlein put a grade on that didn't go to the combine.
Okay.
And I was like, huh, who's this dude? And when I saw his grade that he had on him, it was like higher than a lot of guys that I had already, put into the model. And so like that was the first thing that kind of caught my eye about him. So
for those that don't know the story, he started his career at Alabama State, redshirted. While he redshirted, he gave his teammate his number, went on to play at New Mexico, then went to Arizona. And then the NCAA started an investigation because I believe ESPN had the numbers not attributed right. And the NCAA somehow didn't figure this out. And so Arizona, basically trying to avoid getting in trouble with the NCAA, didn't play the dude. So this all happened over a number. Despite that, I believe he actually stayed with the Arizona football program the whole year, kept practicing, kept going to meetings, being a good teammate. Won, I believe, MVP of the Shrine Bowl. I know Rich Rebar has been on this for a long time. Shout out to one of the fantasy greats. So, yeah. Maybe this is a Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt team after all.
After you freaking told me that story. Okay, so Miles Sanders here? Or you like Algier or one of these other names better?
I kind of want Roshan. Can we go Roshan then Miles Sanders?
I would rather take Miles Sanders over Roshan, to be honest. Like, who has a better chance to be the week one starter? I think it's easily Miles Sanders.
I agree, but I think Roshan has a better chance of having a role. Let me see what ADP says real quick. Roshan's going pick 163. Miles is going pick 196. Are you cool with that?
Right. Yeah, we'll take him. We keep missing on the guys I want, so I'm getting leery. Like we missed on Sampson.
if you really definitive,
I already took Roshan.
Okay, I was gonna say like if you heart of hearts, but I saw him in the same tier, so I guess that's just like one big tier, but still. We did have our first team or second team, I should say, double up on quarterbacks. Look, I understand people are going to take two quarterbacks, but when you got Lamar, like, what are you taking Dak in round 11 and take Jordan Love in round 14 or something if you really want to? Taking Patrick Mahomes in round 7 and Baker in round 10. Like, that's too much too soon for me.
Yeah, and like it's happening a ton in best ball right now, but I think you got to shift gears in a draft like this.
Yeah, best ball's different.
Yep.
I've asked producer Kelsey to give me a soundboard, Dwain, with the Simpsons nerd, just so whenever anyone says best ball now, once August starts, I'm just going to hit you with a nerd. Colson Loveland beginning around 12. Pretty good value there. I still don't see Cole Kmet completely taking a backseat. And people, I have Loveland on, I think, 3 of my 4 dynasty teams. I fully see the vision. I just wonder if we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. And there we go. Dwain, it worked for once. Miles Sanders, come on down. Yeah?
Yep, I took him.
There we go. There we go. Boys are buzzing again.
Running back room of Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy, Ramondre Stevenson, Roshan Johnson, and Miles Sanders. This might be the worst running back room I've ever drafted in my life.
Yet.
Hey, all it takes is some injuries. I know.
These guys have outs, though. That's why I didn't want Tyler Algier where he was going. By the way, Tyler Algier is still available, actually, I think.
Yeah, the one thing, though, that you can say about Tyler Algier is if Bijan went down, you would be like, okay, like we're starting this guy for 3 weeks and this team looks really good. So,
like, let me look at our here, even better. I'll do it on the screen for everyone. Oh, man. Dude, I have this. It's messing me up with the monitors. I have a cool script screen thing, guys, so I can look at the camera and read ads, which is very helpful. I appreciate it. Shout out sponsors. But because of that, I now have 3 screens that I'm trying to maneuver. It's kind of hard sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but I will roll with the punches, the problems I have in my life. Projections. Hey, Dwain, for the 1000th time, can you give Calvin Ridley more than 113 shucking targets?
I mean, I've moved him up already.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do I need to go down to Fort Worth and do it for you? What is this? Who's anointing Jaden Blue over Miles Sanders? You or Friedman? This is silly. Wow. Dwain believes in Jaden Blue over Miles Sanders.
Well, he's just the younger player. I mean, I've seen Miles Sanders for a long time now, and it hadn't been great.
Hey, if you give Miles Sanders a big hole, man, he'll get you 5 yards. That's all I'm saying.
If you give Miles Sanders 275 touches
behind the Eagles O-line. Miles Sanders was another guy who hilariously had like a big week 18. Week 18 was batshit crazy last year. Look at this. We have Ramondre projected higher than Travion Henderson. We got the Patriots RB1, Dwain.
Sweet.
How are they both at 30 catches? Do you guys just need me to do the projections? I'll put Calvin Ridley at 180 targets. I'll get Travion 70 catches. This is probably Freeman if I had to guess.
There goes Algier.
Both of you. Ramondre Stevenson catching more balls than Travion Henderson. Who am I to question the process? But here I am anyway. Taj Brooks would make this team elite.
No, I'm a believer in Travion's, target earning ability. It's just, waiting to hear more. Like a lot of this stuff, I don't want to start overreacting like on camp news. You know what I mean?
It's all right, independent of that, I don't give a shit about the camp news. All right, I love underdog fantasy. Spare me the Travion Henderson running a wheel route with a coach as a touchdown,
Christ.
And I'm not trying to be the training camp hater. Show me the live scrimmage highlights. I'll even take one-on-ones. When there is a coach as the person guarding this player, I don't need to see it. That's all I'm saying. That's where I draw the line, Dwain.
I am with you. All right, we got some quarterback double tapping going on.
Love it. Triple down.
Yeah, I like that combo of Caleb and Trevor Lawrence, actually.
That's fine. I'm not going to say I like it, but it's fine. Man, these people are milking the clock today.
I know.
Ian will not be going to Lifetime, but that's okay. We'll go tomorrow. Actually, I already made up. I'm drinking fucking beer right now. What am I saying? Shucking beer. Excuse me. All right, everyone. Through round 12, the best wide receiver room you've ever heard of and the worst RB room you've ever heard of. Puka, London, JSN, T-Mac, and Hunter, Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy, Ramondre Stevenson, Roshan Johnson, Miles Sanders. We got Tyler Warren at tight end, Jalen Hurts at QB. I really don't hate the team, Dwain. I've had teams, we drafted teams here where I have hated it. We've had teams that we've loved here. I don't love this team. I don't hate it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You know how the big thing with these teams, man, like you really have to grind the waiver wire.
Yeah. And it's not a
Which,
guillotine waiver wire either.
right. And when you're managing like 50 leagues and you're writing fantasy content, no complaints, folks. Love what we do. But there does come a point about week 7 where you're like, MF, or if I have to look for this third string running back one more time, I'm gonna freaking go like just drown myself in the bathtub.
I will say a couple interesting QB takeaways just by virtue of, people paying $300 to get in here. You would expect a little bit more sharpness than maybe your traditional mock draft or lower buy-in league. But Jared Goff, my eyes are not mistaking me, still on the board.
Yeah.
Also, Drake May, everyone's favorite late round quarterback, is going very late.
Yeah, I respect to everyone for holding off on Jared Goff. It's a sign of intelligence.
Dude, one of it's ESPN or Yahoo. He's like QB8.
It's not ESPN. Clay is Mike Clay, super sharp. It's Yahoo. I don't know who does.
I don't blame 80. I don't blame ADP on. It's not projection. It's
but the ADP basically gets started off of the way the ranks and projections are set up. Rashid Shaheed in round 13. I freaking love that. I mean, I know it's not like on our team, but some of these receivers that are going in rounds 11 through 13, really nice. I mean, you got Trey Harris went in round 11, Rashid Shaheed round 13, Kyle Williams round 13. I know these are just upside dart throws, but it's interesting to be in a different environment instead of best ball where these guys are gone by round 4.
I saw Shaheed there, and if he would have gotten to us, that would have been the one wide receiver where I was like, maybe, but probably still not. Taj Brooks, next man up.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go here.
I'll take full responsibility if he does.
I like DJ Giddens as well. He's running with the 2s. If Jonathan Taylor went down, I like him.
I'd be fine with those 2 and or Woody Marks.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go with Taj Brooks.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
What are your thoughts on Dowdle? Because I think I saw you mentioning, and we didn't get to it. Guys, I would love, we do have certain timing things a lot of times with the Fantasy Life show because we go on Roku TV and stuff, which is all great, but like we have to be 52 minutes. And for the team previews, we had to go 30. So like I saw someone saying we didn't get to Trevor Etienne. If we go longer than like 7 or 8 minutes, we have a producer screaming at us to move on. So as much as I would, and for good reason, he's doing his job. But as much as I would love to spend 20 minutes talking about Etienne, like I'm not even being ironic. I would love to spend 20 minutes talking about this Panthers backfield. We just physically are not able to do it, maybe in another life. But do you think Etienne actually could factor into it? They used a 4th round pick on him.
Man, getting Luther Burden this late, I get it. He's been hurt and he got yelled at in camp, but man, golly, like that's
good value. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good value. Very good value. I mean, dude, Cedric Tillman just went in round 13, who's another guy I like.
Did he? Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, he went right in front of us, like 2 picks in front of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tillman's one of those. I'm actually going to do a little study tomorrow on it. I just want to see who we have, like what wide receivers going outside the top 36 have 100 plus target projections. Cedric Tillman's definitely one of them.
Yep. All right. So is this a Krosky Merritt team? Is it like, I feel like it's like fate. you told that whole story. You gave Rich Rebar a shout out. Rich is an awesome dude. I feel like we just take him here. I mean, we have to keep taking
Giddens. I feel better about Giddens, I feel like.
Well, I feel like Krosky Merritt has a better chance to all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, like this guy did take over a role right away. I get to do this one. I've given in to you on all of them.
Fine.
But I do like Giddens, and they're in the same tier, so we'll see if he comes back.
Back to the Panthers. Rico Dowdle doing it for you? No?
Not really. Just because
he's a war daddy.
He's a war daddy. Well, I don't.
That's why they gave him 1 year, $3 million. No, I'm sorry, 1 year, 2.75. Couldn't get up to 3.
Yeah, not that interested, to be honest. Like, I feel like too many things need to go his way. I do like their offensive line. I think it's low key pretty good. Like he has good that
blocking too.
You also have a coach that's decently committed to the run, so those are positive things.
He caught 39 balls last year. Like he can catch.
Yeah, I do think Trevor Etienne going in round 4 of a draft class that's loaded, like, is a pretty decent signal. Like that means he's probably a round 3 running back in most drafts.
He was 114 too. It wasn't end of round 4.
Yeah, so I mean,
that makes a difference.
Yeah, I don't think if Chuba Hubbard went down, I don't think that Rico Dowdle is taking over the backfield. I think it would be a split and a battle, and I could also see Trevor Etienne just wrestling that thing right away from him.
That's fair. I mean, it's one of those things where, for the sake of trying to keep ourselves honest, I mean, we obviously have talked to Dylan Sampson. And I know it's okay to have different opinions on these running backs in the NFL teams, but we talked about Dylan Sampson. People love the explosiveness of Jarquez Hunter. We talked about Woody Marks being the explosive pass catching back in Houston. Trevor Etienne went before all of them. Not saying he's better, but clearly, if we think those organizations, if we think that Houston, LA, and Cleveland care enough about these guys to at least have them in the conversation, I don't know why Carolina wouldn't have Etienne in it.
Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like we're just kind of glossing over it. Like a round 4 pick in this draft is actually, in my opinion, significant. And I'm not saying like it's like, oh my God, like this dude's taking over, but I think it's significant. Kenneth Gainwell. Okay. I do have him at the bottom of the list.
I will say, pour one out. C-Pat, unbelievable. But I really, as much as I would love to believe that something happens to Caleb, we'd finally get to see Jaylen Warren unleashed. I think Arthur Smith splits it up. I think it's Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and they probably sign someone off the street.
I think
they have Trey Sermon.
Like, look, it's hard to argue that against Arthur Smith, but Jaylen Warren, I'll be honest, is just a bet I just keep making just because like he checks like all the boxes I want. Like, you know, he's pretty explosive. He can run with power. He's not a small dude. Like he's short, but he's thick. THICC thick. Good pass catcher out of the backfield. So like there's so many outs for him. Obviously, the big thing working against him is his coach, who hates good players being on the field.
Oh my! Just a personal choice there. First kicker off the board, round 14, Brandon Aubrey. If you look, we're not going to take a kicker till the end, but if you are going to take one, might as well be the dude who is in range the second he steps off the bus.
Yep, he would be the one.
Woody Marks and Blake Corum would have been a lot cooler if they were still there. Rashard Smith would be interesting, Dwain.
Because we really don't know what's happening yet with the Rams. And honestly, there hasn't been that much concrete reporting that I've seen anyway on Blake Corum versus Jarquez Hunter.
But Dwain, after the Rams drafted Hunter, they said nice things about him.
Yeah, I know.
You think they're just going to say nice things about everyone they draft? Oh, wait, they do that every single year. Okay. And I get it, Jarquez. There's plenty of reasons to like Jarquez Hunter. I'm just like, they said Blake Corum was like a replica of Kyron Williams last year. And what happened? Absolutely nothing. I wonder if, again, I think Kyron probably gets an extension, man. They've been talking about it.
Yeah, I wish they would give it to him because I could feel a little better about clicking on him.
Yeah.
As much as I know that coaches like are looking, aren't always looking at the same things we're looking at in our spreadsheets, man, it's like when I look at Kyron the year before, the efficiency was pretty good, but it's like,
I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, it's like a small back that wasn't efficient, that doesn't catch passes. So essentially, we're saying this is a guy that we're touchdown dependent on. That's not real big. It's like normally guys like that were
And
like,
he has a fumbling problem.
right. Normally guys like that were like, oh man, he can hit the big play, and oh, he adds in the pass game. No, he's like he's 190 pound or whatever he is back that's dependent on scoring 12 touchdowns. Which
fact
don't
him
get me wrong,
and
in the Rams,
yeah.
like offense, like it's obviously it's in the range of outcomes all the time. So
And look, I know Kyron can catch, but like the fact him and Tracy were as bad as they were last year, like at least on a per target basis for guys whose calling card was really going to be the pass game. Pretty surprising to me, if I do say so. Okay, I would say we have two more
it's
rounds
DJ
here.
Giddens
Two
if
more
he
picks
gets here. You wanted him last round, so
Oh, I know. I agree. Giddens, and then I would say Brashard Smith.
yeah, or ETN. But I'm fine with Brashard Smith. He's definitely had more camp hype.
And like
Another
that's
one of these
with
guys that played
nothing we've invested
receiver
in
3 years
anyone.
at Miami, transfers to SMU, switches to running back. So kind of the he's Tyrone Tracy kind of archetype.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep this a family-friendly show, so I won't mention Rashad Bateman. I don't want him. I don't want him here anyway just yet. But if we get to round 17, Dwayne. But like I said, I won't mention that.
You already did. You already triggered me. No. This slate, I'm fine. Like, I mean, look, it's fine. We don't need
this. This is hilarious. Going behind Jalen McMillan.
Oh my God,
Oh, son of a gun!
All right, we're making a fast pick. It's going to be Brashard Smith if he's available. If this guy doesn't like clock him from us.
Do we want?
Let's walk through our running backs and let's talk about, like you said, they all have outs. There's positive things. That'll
These
be
could
fun.
all be RB1s as early as week 2, Dwayne. Let's be honest.
Honestly, by the end of training camp tomorrow, some of them.
We are one training camp.
All right, we'll make our pick first. Well, so I've got Brashard Smith queued. If he's gone, is it ETN or Will Shipley? I know Shipley has been splitting with AJ Brown, or AJ Dillon, AJ Brown.
Honestly,
they should give AJ.
I'm about to say.
All right, Brashard Smith.
Brashard Smith, yeah. Hopefully he makes the team.
It's hey, you know what? If he doesn't, sorry, Brashard, no hard feelings. We're cutting your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
What could go wrong? We've got 2 7th round picks and a 6th round rookie. You know, those are big. Those have high hit rates, Ian. We've got Taj Brooks, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and Brashard Smith.
Yeah, but look at their college stats, Dwayne. Isn't that what draft analysts do?
Yeah.
This class of RBs, it's 35 deep.
All right, so I'll tell you what.
Rashard Smith would have been a round 2 pick in 2024. You can quote me on that.
Let's figure out what we're doing with this pick. And then we will talk about the upside of our running backs. I will. I feel like it's ETN or Shipley.
Hilarious conversation. Everyone
has definitely ended this. They've tuned out by now.
Oh yeah, it's all good. We can say anything we want. Shuck it.
I mean, because we're Lloyd. I know, hurt again.
It's not supposed to be serious.
Yeah, well, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But to your point, there goes Shipley. If there was a team ever that was going to have Marshawn Lloyd on it, like this is the one.
This is a Marshawn Lloyd team right now.
Dear God.
Ollie Gordon, Sean Tucker. Watch me, man. I can talk myself in the hundreds.
You like ETN or Lloyd here? Trevor Etienne or Lloyd? Is it Lloyd?
I think Lloyd.
All right. We'll just keep them coming.
Okay, let's talk to the RBs.
All
We
right,
have taken, and ended up kind of. I said before, like we might take 5 RBs in a row. We end up taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of our next 10 picks were RBs, Dwayne. So hey, we got some bullets here.
we have some bullets.
We have arrows. We have arrows.
We have arrows. Yeah. This is gonna be a nasty looking roster when we go to look to set lineups, and we're like, who are these
When you
guys?
tweet out this roster, we're gonna get some.
I'm not even tweeting this roster out. Okay. Just to set the table, though, we do have in a full PPR league, you start 2 wide receivers and you can flex 2 wide receivers. We have Puka Nakua, Drake London, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, Tet McMillan, T Mac. Sorry, he doesn't want to be called Tet. And we have Travis Hunter, right? And we have an elite quarterback in Jalen Hurts. So receiver, quarterback covered. Now let's talk about Jordan Mason. Like the upside scenario for Jordan Mason, number one is like that he's already actually in a 1A, 1B timeshare
low end RB2
with Aaron Jones, which with touchdown upside, if the Vikings offense is playing, yes, makes him a low end running back too. If Aaron Jones gets hurt, knock on wood, we don't want players to get hurt, but Aaron Jones, known for missing some time, Jordan Mason in the Vikings offense, we're going to feel pretty good about it. Like, so
I know Matthew Berry, our fearless leader, coined the phrase "free Aaron Jones." Maybe it's time for jail Aaron Jones. I don't know.
We're gonna go the opposite. I mean, if you look at Jordan Mason, what he did last year, obviously it's not the 49ers scheme, but I mean, you were pretty happy to have him those first 5 weeks before the shoulder injury.
Brandon Thorne's 5th ranked offensive line, Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, man, made some upgrades. So I think there's some positives there. Like we like Kevin O'Connell. We like the offense. He's got injury. He's got contingent injury upside. There's less. I mean, there is a chance, and I'm not like preaching this or anything, but there's a chance like Jordan Mason could actually get 55% of the carries and Aaron Jones gets 40.
Yeah.
Like that could happen. So
he's a legit flex with benefits. Like we talk about the difference between a pure handcuff and someone that could give you flex, maybe best case low end RB2. Jordan Mason, there's a scenario where he's basically David Montgomery.
Right.
My dogs love it.
They love it. And that makes me love it even more. All right. So Tyrone Tracy. I mean, I think the positives are it's a guy that played receiver mostly through college, looked pretty good last year on a Giants team that just wasn't very good. Like to me, watching him play running back, I thought he looked like a running back. Like I saw him reading the offensive line. I saw him reading the next level of the defense. He wasn't like the most explosive player, but he made some big plays. Didn't catch as many passes as we thought he would, but like we obviously know he can do that. He was a receiver in college. Picks up competition from Cam Scattaboo, but like it's a competition, man. Like it could be either one of these guys leading the way. It could be a split down the middle. But there's a world where Tyrone Tracy's getting 60% of the carries, and it's not Scattaboo, who actually went around before Tracy in this draft.
I agree. And Ramondre Stevenson, you have projected higher than Travion. I know it's projections. I know we want Henderson. But if the Patriots score points, they pound the rock, there is a world where Stevenson outscores Henderson this year.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Ramondre, just not too long ago, was someone everybody liked to draft. Like his yards per route run have tanked over the last 2 years, but the whole offense has gone down. Missed tackles forced are still okay. Explosive rush rate, like okay. So it's not like Mondre, like while those numbers have all come down for him, it's not like he's been a bad player. He is a guy that, to your point, who knows, might have the role inside the 5-yard line as well. Like, so I think that like those are outs. Roshan, essentially, you're just looking at a Giants that are way improved on their offensive line. And as much as you love DeAndre Swift, as much as I have loved DeAndre Swift at times, look, the last 3 years, he hadn't been able to get over 13 fantasy points per game. So
it's not even my love for DeAndre Swift. It's just like based on everything that's
happened
open this offseason. Is he a dead zone back? Sure. At least he's a cheap one.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't want DeAndre Swift over here. Like I don't want to take DeAndre Swift in round 4.
No.
But
round 7. Okay.
To your point, I would rather take Roschon in round 11 than DeAndre Swift in round 4. Roschon, to be fair, has done absolutely nothing with his career or his life. No, kidding about the life part. Joking, Roschon. But he's not done anything with his opportunities. It's not like
He
he's been
did
good.
catch. No, you're right. I will say last year, short yardage, he had the highest percentage of carries in the league versus A+ defenders. So that's my way of saying the 2.7 yards per carry wasn't quite as bad as you would think. Dude caught 34 balls as a rook. That's all I got.
So I mean, well, he does play the passing downs. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think like you're hitting on the appropriate things. What about Gasecki with the next pick?
That's you. I mean, I was gonna make you do it. The fact that you're in on it just brings happiness and joy to me. Let's go.
Well, I just think with Gasecki, and we'll come back to the running backs in a second. Like they paid him. We've got Eric All.
Keep going. Yeah. Preach.
Let's be honest. It's not like Andre Yoshivas was that great of a slot wide receiver. Like, so
You're damn right.
Like if Gasecki picked up now, Jermaine Burton's making noise in camp, which great for him. Like he was not a reliable human being last year for that team, but it sounds like he's trying to get his head on straight. The talent is obviously something that we like about Jermaine Burton. So he could be battling for the wide receiver 3 spot. But
hey, real quick though, on that, because I saw this in the replies. Shout out Chess Liam, obviously former BBM champ. He asked, for what it's worth, James Rappian, who is a Bengals beat reporter, showing an Andre Yoshivas highlight. He asked him, "What's your guess for who will win wide receiver 3 between Burton and Yoshivas?" And James replied, "Not a competition. Yoshivas is wide receiver 3." Just one beat reporter's opinion, but
Yeah, so I mean, he was the established guy last year, and if that's the case, I think that's actually a positive thing for Gasecki, because if Burton suddenly had this next level of talent, that would be a different thing. But we kind of saw Yoshivas last year. He's your typical slot wide receiver in the NFL. He's fine. He's fine. Like made some good catches, some clutch catches actually. Like if you guys have watched Netflix Quarterback, Yoshivas came up. Obviously, you just watched football last year. You saw him come up with some big plays. So, all right, we're taking Gasecki.
Let's go. Good. Mike G, as Joe Burrow calls him.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity here that like he could play more of the slot work, and an offense that loves to throw the ball all the time. He's a red zone threat, so yeah. I if I'm going to take a guy that might only have a 70% route participation, I want it to be on a team that throws the ball 70% of the time. Like kind of
only scored 2 touchdowns last year. Come on, touchdown regression, Dwayne. You love talking about that.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a guy that's shown in the past he can score touchdowns. So. Kendra Miller, Sean Tucker just went. So we've got 3 picks left in.
Do we have to take kicker DST? Could we wait?
I don't even know, but I just want to take them so I don't have to worry about picking them up.
Oh, come on. But like, wouldn't we want, what if we had Ollie Gordon? What if we had
I'm with you.
Jordan James?
It was just such a beating last year.
Come on, man. That's silly. I know what you're saying, but like, we should absolutely take handcuff running backs if we can.
I don't know the rule.
I'm not kidding.
I don't know the rule. I think you're correct. You're going to have to look it up.
We'll see if we can or can't. Richardson goes out of my quarterback. Are we just cool with one quarterback?
Yeah, I think we just take Trevor Etienne here. Agree?
No point in taking a wide receiver just to take one. Yeah, Trevor Etienne. Screw it.
I mean, is there a wide receiver you like? I like Matt Bryant.
Is Hollywood already gone? I'm assuming he's not marked off.
I'm sorry. Once it gets later like this, I start kind of.
Yeah, he's gone. No, it's okay. Thielen.
I think it's Etienne. Just because, like, if like tomorrow, again, we don't want these things to happen, but if tomorrow in camp Chuba Hubbard was out for the season,
Etienne.
Yes, the value goes way higher.
Etienne versus Ollie Gordon. Still Etienne?
Already took him, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Ollie Gordon.
I like Ollie Gordon, but I think you and I both like Jalen Wright more than we like, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
And that could be wrong. Like, again, we're kind of like Rico was fine.
Gordon and Alexander Madison. I didn't hear anyone say this, but neither of them strike me as a special teams type. They might just both be fighting for the same roster spot. And you know what? If your competition is Alexander Madison, I like your odds, but still. I feel like we have to take DST and kicker, like they make you.
Now you have to in FFPC. I don't know if you have to here. I feel like we don't have to do it over here. And last year we didn't, and then we had to go and pick one up. I'm looking at draft. I don't. Here's the thing: if you have to take one, it's not going to let you take another position.
Right.
So
we'll just see what happens when it gets to us, I guess.
Who have you done your defense article?
Yeah, I didn't do an article yet. I just did strength of schedule stuff, and there were a few. Let me see. I'll put it up actually on the screen. Hold on. Dude, we had the Eagles last year and they started slow. And then we had an early bye, so we cut them and they were freaking sweet.
Yeah.
The process
was right until it came to executing it and we cut them.
Right. Patriots coming out on top. They have a good defense too. Let's see what their actual schedule is. These are last year numbers. Some of it's skewed. Raiders in week 1. Obviously a little bit different, but still. Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers. They got the Bills, which is no fun, but then Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons. That's pretty hot, honestly.
Yeah. Who is that?
Patriots. And I think they fit the bill as like not a terrible defense. Ideally, you want just, again, a good to obviously great, but at least a good defense with the schedule. I'm so freaking tired of typing in Cardinals schedule and that stupid shucking baseball team popping up instead. Speaking of shuck, the Cardinals start off with the Saints, Panthers, Niners, Seahawks, Titans, Colts. That is hot. Are the Cardinals going to start like 5-1 next year?
I don't know.
Kind of sounds like it. So yeah, I'd say Patriots and Cardinals.
Have you been enjoying the Marvin Harrison clips of Uncoverable when he's literally like totally covered and has to make like the most incredible catch ever?
Yeah. I hear you in the terms of like people shouldn't be freaking out about it. I also wouldn't completely go the other way because we've seen 2 clips of him,
Yeah, it's just I'd rather see him open. Show me a clip of him shaking somebody and just getting open.
Yeah.
Because those are the plays that he had to win on last year, and it wasn't ideal.
The way people talk about it, I feel like those like, why don't they just design to play where your wide receiver 1 becomes wide open? It's like, I don't know.
That doesn't happen, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. Like, obviously, we've talked about certain guys that can scheme up things certain ways.
Yeah.
And there's certain route combinations, and the quarterback has a read progression on it, But really, like, you have like these same route combos just all over from different positions, coming from different alignments. Somebody's in motion when normally they're not. Like,
give me a rub route. Put them in the slot, a little fade. Have the freaking outside receiver try to set a pick. I get it. There's some things you can do, but I will give Drew Petzing, as much as we hate the Marv stuff, like that run game was nasty last year. It was up there with Baltimore.
Yeah, it has been for 2 years. I mean,
metrics. That's the alert for the Cowboys.
James Conner, 14 and 13% explosive rush rate the last 2 years in that offense. Like, James Conner's been a dog in that offense.
Kyler's obviously a big part of that. I actually, one of my team previews, I go like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then just try to do like a relatable question to the team. And one of them was I looked at the RB yards before contact for teams with a mobile QB. Always above average. I think the median rank was like 11th or something. So like the Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, like that read option effect really does help. And that's honestly like, that's the biggest feather in the cap I'll give Liam Cohen, because you always see these teams with the mobile QBs rank at the top of that stat. But the two that had the more pocket passers, I know Baker can move, but like he's not running read options. You know, the two teams that were at the top still in rush yards before contact without a mobile QB were the Lions and Buccaneers.
Yeah. And they just have amazing offensive lines.
Yeah, but I think that's partially schemed up. Lions have lost a few guys.
Well, they have now, yeah. I mean, you lose Frank Ragnow and you lose the guard that they got from Baltimore, but they also drafted a guy in the second round.
Do we have to take DST?
What are the I'm going to try to click on something different if that's what you want to do. I'm going to let you come pick up defenses and kickers for these, though, just so the whole audience is on record with that.
Let's go Ollie Gordon, man. What if he's got the Raheem Mostert?
Here's the other question. Do you think Devin Singletary could get traded?
I think Antonio Gibson or Devin Singletary are like the same guy from that standpoint.
I think we take one of those. You want Gibson? Ollie Gordon's 2 injuries away. He's not getting traded. These guys are.
You don't think he could be the early down back potentially? You think it's that locked up for Jalen Wright?
Over Achane?
Achane's gonna get 200 carries. I feel like there's another 150, 180 up for grabs.
I'll draft him.
There we go. Mainstream media won't say it. Antonio Gibson's numbers are borderline erotic last year, Dwain. By the way, we had a team take 2 defenses. Maybe it's a waiver wire move.
Yeah.
Steelers do have a great start.
I've never drafted this many running backs, and I've drafted 0 running back teams before.
We haven't taken a wide receiver since round 6.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 2, if not like 8 of these running backs are going to be easily cuttable.
Yeah, the problem is like, who are we going to pick up?
No, just I mean, just a DST and kicker. So,
well, that's true.
I'm not worried about that. No, this is always in my kind of 10 rules, and a lot of people draft so close to once the preseason's over, even once you get to week 3, like go ahead and just take your DST or whatever. But even then, there's going to be a Devin Singletary or Antonio Gibson. I'd prefer Gibson because I just think he's better. Is that fair to say? With all due respect to Motor Singletary?
I'm fine.
I would have said Sean Tucker, but he went a little earlier. Keaton Mitchell won earlier too. That's another handcuff. I'm taking him a little bit in B-ball land. Matt Gay going beginning of round 10. It's a straight pick.
Yeah.
Gibson or Singletary, Dwain. It all comes down to this. This is going to make or break the way people view this draft.
I think they're the same, like you said. Like it's flip a coin. Which one gets traded? I don't know. I don't know which one has a more tradable contract.
Definitely Gibson. The Giants, didn't they admit on Hard Knocks last year they like overestimated Singletary's market?
Yeah. All right. So then Gibson it is.
All right. And with that, everyone, first RT Sports draft in the book. Maybe the most running backs I've ever been drafted on the website. Stay tuned for a fact check on that. We have an elite quarterback. Cannot criticize us for that. Jalen Hurts, round 4. Thank you very much. 5 wide receivers in the first 6 rounds. Puka Nacua, Drake London, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Tedero McMillan, and Travis Hunter. We got Tyler Warren around 10. Dwayne's most drafted tight end, someone I swore I was going to draft more. Lo and behold, we got him. My guy, Mike Gesicki, round 17, maybe our best pick of the whole draft, which is arguably a commentary on our whole draft. And then the running backs, oh my goodness. Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy, Ramondre Stevenson, Roshan Johnson, Miles Sanders, Taj Brooks, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Rashard Smith, Marshawn Lloyd, Trevor Etienne, Ollie Gordon, and Antonio Gibson. Again, Dwayne, this is kind of the thesis of Zero RB. Our other
Yeah.
positions
So
are great. We're feeling good. We just need one or two of these guys to work out.
yeah. So here's the thing. Like if we go back and we rewind, Brees Hall goes the pick right before us. And
Same with Henry.
Henry went right before us. Not that we didn't want a running back because we know they go earlier over here, and there was obviously a big reminder. But I would have traded away Jackson Smith and Jigba to have Kenneth Walker in round 3. Just not saying that JSN can't be valuable. I still like JSN as a pick.
Yeah.
But if we had Kenneth Walker as our running back 1 and Tet as our wide receiver 3, Travis Hunter as our wide receiver 4, then Jordan Mason as your running back 2, right? Tyrone Tracy as your running back 3. Like you've got some sort of anchor. Just the way we were looking at a draft board, it looked like Kenneth Walker went later. And so we really thought there was a chance for him to come back. And honestly, we were leaving ourselves open to elite quarterback, elite tight end, or a running back in the 3rd round. And ultimately we did that. We got Jalen Hurts. And by the way, that really helps this team because we really can't, we need to be strong at the quarterback spot if we're going to battle so much at running back. You know what I mean? So I know we kind of went back and forth between Jalen Hurts and Kittle, but I'm glad we went with Jalen Hurts as much as I really do like George Kittle. I think that Jalen Hurts, won't surprise me at all if he scores 24, 25 fantasy points a game on this site. You know what I mean? So he's going to be worth 22 to 23 every week, and we'll take it. So if I were nitpicking, and hindsight's 2020, it would be taking Kenneth Walker in round 3. Because the thing is, if Brees Hall made it to us at that pick, we were taking Brees Hall because the way we thought the ADPs were set up, and we were then going to be willing to also tack on Kenneth Walker as our second running back in round 4. So really it's just the way it worked out. But I'll say this, like if you go and you look at, so in round 4, we took Jalen Hurts, right? We could have taken James Cook. I'm fine taking Jalen Hurts. Chuba Hubbard in round 4, honestly, I'm not against it. I'm not crazy about it either. DeAndre Swift in round 4, I don't want it. I'm not drafting that. And if that's the price on this site, I won't draft DeAndre. Well, you may make me 1 or 2 times, but like I'm going to want him cheaper than that.
I don't want him in round 4, man. No.
Round
6, okay, we can talk, but
so then it gets back to us in round 5. Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, James Conner all go off the board. And we take Tet McMillan. I'm sorry. I think Tet McMillan in a full PPR, just straight up, is a better pick than David Montgomery and Caleb Johnson. He's a starter on our team.
Yeah.
He's a first-round wide receiver. He scored really well in the rookie supermodel. Like, Tet McMillan, dude, I know he's a rookie, but he could have 150 targets. Like, if he's a baller, that's in the range of outcomes for him this year in a PPR league. So, I again, like, when we made these picks versus the guys we would have had to reach for, I feel fine. I mean, so fine. We gave up David Montgomery. We wanted Caleb Johnson to come back to us. He didn't. And so when it gets to us, it's like, do we want to take Joe Mixon in round 6? I don't.
No.
I didn't want to take Aaron Jones or Isaiah Pacheco either, and I don't think you did. So we took Travis Hunter.
Nope.
So I the way they play out, and if you look at just the value of the players that we got and their ceilings, I think we took the right players. It just so happened that, the running backs kept going. They just kept taking them. And I don't mind taking as many running backs as we did just because we had to. It's not ideal though, right? Because we can't, it's a ton of dead weight on your roster throughout the year because you're going to have bye weeks and all these other things. So like we're going to be having to find guys to start on bye weeks on this team potentially just because of the way we built it. But I do like coming back and getting Tyler Warren as an upside play at tight end. We've, not saying that he's going to be Brock Bowers, not saying that he's even going to be Sam Laporta. Not my point, but like a really, really good fit in the scheme that they run. And you've talked about how low average depth of targets, much less impacted even by bad quarterback play. I went back and looked it up. If you look at Anthony Richardson, if he is the starter for the Colts, 65 completion percentage on throws of 1 to 9 yards. And he was like 90% on behind the line of scrimmage. If you look at Shane Steichen in his time with the Colts, the number one in RPO play rate, also one of the top screen designers, also a guy that loves to use play action.
Yep.
They drafted Tyler Warren, guys, to get him the football in space and to try to make life easy on their quarterbacks. So while it's not an offense that we love the passing, and we know they're going to run the ball plenty, I think that Tyler Warren, man, is just it's a perfect scheme for him. As much as the quarterback play bothers me, and I think he's going to be real. I think a lot of the RPOs and stuff that used to go to Pittman are going to go to him. So I think that pick was still really good. And we'll wait our way through it. Ultimately, I don't know how you feel like when I look at this many running backs on a team, I think it inherently makes me want to like snap decision, not like the team. But when I replay through the picks we made with the receivers, I wouldn't undo any of them except the JSN one. If we knew Kenneth Walker was gonna go, we were trying to let Kenneth Walker get back to us.
And again, we were in a situation where really we were going to hit Breece Hall in a second. I agree. Hindsight would have taken Walker there. Would have felt a little bit about it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But
yeah, and again, you did talk about him right there. And we looked at what we thought was ADP at the time, and we thought, well, he's pretty far down this list. Like leaving him gives us a good shot at either him, elite quarterback, or elite tight end. Our plan was never a wide receiver in round 4. So yeah, like looking at it and looking at the decisions, it's like you said, it is the way the cookie crumbles. You don't know how other drafters are going to behave. And I thought some people had some really nice drafts in here, and they just kept the pedal to the metal, like on the running back stuff, you know? And so it is what it is. So we just fired as many shots as we can. We didn't take a defense or a kicker, to your credit. And, there's a lot of training camp left for all this stuff. That's the other thing. This is an early draft where there is going to be something that's going to happen on the waiver wire before the season, so we're going to have, it's as many running backs as we took, there's going to be some running back that crops up like Elijah Mitchell or something. That's like, oh my God, that's the guy we should have had. And the thing is, like, if we have to be aggressive on a player like that with Fab, we can.
Well, and look, too, I mean, these running backs were taken late. I know we were kind of joking about it throughout, but seriously, why are you taking, I won't even say you did, but Romeo Doubs in round 13, good luck ever feeling good about starting him. I know he's going to get some numbers here and there, and I think he's even a little bit underrated, but Doubs is someone who, best case, you're flexing and maybe you hit the week and gets a touchdown. Taj Brooks, God forbid something happens to Chase Brown, is on the cover of every waiver wire article and immediately someone that people are begging themselves to have. This is why generally, look, I would have liked to have a Kenneth Walker too. If we could have made that one switch to the top, Dwain, I think we'd be feeling a lot better about the squad. And then everything else, like, we probably would have mixed in an extra receiver or two. But generally, I do want to overflow the late rounds with running backs. Just, it would have been cooler to have an anchor.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just us, like, being open and transparent, like, about the way the draft played out. Like, it's not going to be our favorite team. I'll tell you that right now. But the only hindsight pick that I can look at that just really, and you can't even necessarily beat yourself up about it. And you did bring up Kenneth Walker when we were on the clock there. That's the one. When I look at Ted McMillan and Travis Hunter, man, I don't have any regrets, about the picks. Like, if you told me, so what would we trade off? If we traded off Travis Hunter, who we both love and thinks has amazing upside, right?
It would have had to be one of these running backs who I don't like, because we talked about.
Let's talk about Ridley. Let's say you take Pacheco. Yeah. Let's do 2v2. We ended up with Travis Hunter and Jordan Mason. Would you rather have Travis Hunter and Jordan Mason, or Isaiah Pacheco and Juwan Jennings?
I think I'm Hunter and Mason.
I think I am too. It's at least close. Like, we could have built it the other way. I'll tell you, a week ago, we probably would have taken Pacheco there. But my view on Pacheco is definitely softened. And again, it's way early in camp, but there's just enough news that there's been nothing saying that Isaiah Pacheco is the clear runner with the ones, and there's these other guys all working in. And we have seen Andy Reid do that before. With Isaiah Pacheco, we've seen him do that. So I think that was enough of a fear that it's like, okay, we can take Isaiah Pacheco and try to force something, or we just take the guy that went number 2 in the NFL draft.
And again, the
You know?
reason why when we were doing that pick, Dwayne was thinking I was going to want Ridley, and if we were still filling a starting spot, I think I would have probably preferred Ridley. I've him ranked higher, but again, when we're taking a fifth wide receiver, they're like, okay, I do admit that Hunter's best case outcome this year is higher than Calvin Ridley. So
Yeah. So I think, the other thing we did is once we took Hunter as our 5th, we stopped.
yep,
And I'm okay with that. I will say, like, Luther Burden in round 13 is a really good value, but that's when we took Taj Brooks.
yeah.
Obviously Luther Burden is a player we like more than Taj Brooks, like overall. Like if you're playing in a dynasty league, like you're never taking Taj Brooks over Luther Burden, right now. But like with the needs we had on our team, I just, even though there was value at wide receiver, but that is something to remember, like with where Rashid Shaheed went, where Luther Burden went, where
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman went. There's some definite value to be had at the wide receiver position, and there's also some upside, like
I will
later in the
say
draft. So
we got a lot more drafts that we're going to be doing over here at RT Sports, and tiebreaker situation like we kind of had in round 3. Tiebreaker in the top 5 rounds. Let's take the running back.
yeah. And don't get me wrong. Like, we saw this last year where some drafts went this way and others went completely the opposite.
Yeah.
We saw drafts go. We saw really, which is honestly awesome. I think that's a cool thing about this platform, and this particular contest is how different each draft really can go. Like a couple of guys had their mind set up; they just wanted to be super running back heavy. You know what I mean? And they just went with it. McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, Ashton Genty, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall. You had another guy go Jamar Chase, Kyron Williams, Amarian Hampton, DJ Moore, Travion Henderson. Then you had Bijan Robinson, Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson, DeAndre Swift, and RJ Harvey. So, I mean, a lot of teams very, very running back heavy. So,
honestly,
just got to kind of read
teams,
the room. It's tough.
I was kind of going through the other rosters. I wish I didn't like them, but it kind of explains, I think, because they're right next to us. But I thought Familiar Strong and Coach Speak etch the two teams picking 110 and 111. I like both those teams. Familiar Strong, McCaffrey, Henry, Walker, trio of really strong running backs to start. Still managed to get Marv, Pickens, and Waddle for their wide receivers.
And
Not a
Juwan
huge fan
Jennings.
of Hawkinson. Yeah, and Juwan Jennings. Not a huge fan of Hawkinson this year, but around 7, not horrible.
That's
also
fine.
got Jake Ferguson later. Yeah, Purdy and Goff late to kind of shore up your quarterbacks. Maybe I probably would have taken an extra running back dart or two late, but you know what? When you got CMC, Henry, and Walker, I get it. So good stuff there. And then Coach Speak, Neighbors and Collins to start. Got Kamara in round 3.
That's
Devontae
a bit of a
Adams.
reach. I like Kamara, but that's pretty rich, man. Do you want Alvin Kamara in round 3? As much as I don't.
Not really, but there's some other things. All right. I like the Fields, May, Richardson, 3 quarterback combo. Maybe, and we don't know what happened. Maybe they were ready to take Colson Loveland here and they just got sniped. But Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, Zach Ertz. That is, I like the Zach Ertz pick just because maybe you need these rookies to kind of figure things out for a few weeks and you can get, a first month with Zach Ertz.
The old Adam Thielen pick that Ian wouldn't let me make that year. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. You mentioned it to me like mid-August.
No, there's some good teams in here. And again, like we have a ton of work to do. Like this team has to get we need some luck at the running back position, but we try to give ourselves as many chances as we can to get lucky.
I will say, man, Mason's the highest scoring running back in Minnesota. Tyron Tracy wins the job. We got our 2 running backs.
Yeah. Yeah. It can totally happen. We'll see how it works. Like I said, like we kept firing away at it. Again, my snap feeling on is when I see this, as much as I love to stack up the running backs late, when I see this many, I also realize that you also have to manage a team. You also have to start, 2 flex players every week. There's a lot more than just drafting your roster, but it is early. There are going to be things that happen in the news. We stand to gain. We have a chance to gain a lot, like based on all the different things that could shake out in preseason with the way the roster is built. And we have a chance to just be super aggressive early on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
because there's going to be guys that didn't get drafted that are going to be valuable. So
I'll give us a C plus.
yeah, I think the way we ultimately, again, playing back through the draft, I think the draft itself is probably a C. I think
Mhm.
the way we drafted the team, when I look at
Yeah,
each
it's
pick and
fine.
the way we handled it, I don't, I think it's fine. Like we had a couple differences on a couple guys. Like I'm a little higher than you on Dylan Sampson, some other guys, but we managed to get a lot of the guys that we had in our queue. So
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think JSN over Walker was some sort of egregious, like, oh my God, what are you doing pick? So rolled with the punches, as they say. And
yep.
2 hours later, that's going to do it from us. Mr. Dwain, this was fun. We have a lot
Yeah.
more of these to come. I would hope that, we get a little bit better. But hey, you got to get in there, get those reps. And that is a good reason why I think, guys, it's good to maybe get some under your belt, whether that's best ball, whether it's our draft champion tool over at fantasylife.com, which is free, by the way, to check out. So make sure you do that. Again, code Ian, code Dwain, code Sam, code. Maybe if you just keep typing in names, it'll give you 20% off. Who knows? Check that out for yourself over at fantasylife.com. Dwain, any final words?
No, I think we talked plenty. It was fun getting one under our belt. I think obviously we just try to learn and get better as we go. So enjoyed drafting with everybody who was in here. So if you're one of those people and you happen to hear this show, good job.
Heard that. Shout out to you and shout out to you listening. We appreciate you. For Dwain, I'm Ian. Thanks again for tuning in to the Fantasy Life Show, or whatever we want to call these streams. Until next time.